I made several flights of my Super 30 P30 rubber-powered model, which has single-channel RC to try to keep it on my small field. The plane was designed by Lee Campbell, and it just happens to be his birthday today. I've got the model pretty well trimmed out now that I don't have to use the RC much at all. Usually I can launch it and it climbs without any control, and it'll circle around, and I just need to use the RC if it starts drifting off the field. Today there was a fair amount of wind at times, and it kept wanting to drift over the truck driving range. Today in one of the flights it was drifting over the truck driving range, and there was somebody that was taking driver's training in an automobile came a little bit close to it. I wonder what they thought when they saw this model airplane flying overhead. Well, part of why I'm using this is to try to learn how to detect thermals, without using any electronic device or streamers or that, just by feeling the heat in the air. And on one flight I launched right into a thermal, and you could tell it was climbing higher right away, and I was just kind of fascinated to keep watching it. Looking back, I should have started giving it more control right away, because as it got out farther I couldn't get it to penetrate back into the wind, and then it got out so far I could just barely see it, and then it got over those trees, and then I lost sight of it completely. So I got in my car and was driving around the neighborhoods around there, looking in the trees and on top of houses, and I decided it really probably hadn't gone too much farther than those big trees out there. And sure enough, I spotted on top of a roof of a garage. I had my long pole and was able to push it off, but then I realized the propeller was still up there. So then I backed my car up near there, stood on the bumper, and picked the propeller out of the rain gutter. So in the future, I'm not going to let it drift downwind, and especially if it's a little bit windy, and keep it in closer, because it's really hard to penetrate the wind, even though it's radio control. But it sure has been fun.